Hi, I'm Ben Pauly from ASX Corruption Exposure. Normally, we're out exposing the short sellers, algo traders and financial institutions that are stripping wealth from mum and dad investors on the ASX. But today, I'm in Fremantle in Western Australia. That's my stomping ground. And we're outside of Maurice Blackburn Lawyers. Now they're Australia's most well-known class action lawyers. And they have a motto. It is, "We fight for fair." It's true, that's a good slogan. Now these are the guys that we're supposed to use when directors lie or cheat us on the Australian Stock Exchange. So what happens when shareholders use this mob? I'm about to put my body on the line to find out. I decided it was too dangerous to go in there because we at ASX Corruption Exposure think that these guys are more dangerous than crocodiles because they promise no win, no fee for shareholders, and people are lulled into a false sense of security. They start to relax. They think that these guys are going to be batting for them. A few years ago, shareholders took out a class action against Slater and Gordon using Maurice Blackburn as their lawyers. Shareholders wanted some of their money back, and these guys said they could do it. There was a lot of noise at the time, but not when the final results came in. Shareholders won the case, but all they got back was around 1% of their losses. The principal from Maurice Blackburn, Andrew Watson, said it was the best they could have got given the low level of insurance held by Slater and Gordon. But by crikey, that's a disappointing result. When we catch crocodiles, we relocate them to a safer place. That's called conservation. The lawyers do that too. They relocate your money, but it's not into your bank account, it's into theirs. And there's something that's not right about that. Another class action was Dick Smith. This should have been an open and shut case. Directors telling porcupines, the banks knew it, the directors knew it. They said there was going to be a $40 million profit, but then a month later it was in administration. When you take out a class action with a lawyer, these lawyers are in their home territory. They know every trick in the book to delay things, and they get charged up to $1,000 an hour to do that. Do you remember HIH insurance? Nah, you probably don't, because our mainstream media want us all to have a short memory. HIH insurance was one of Malcolm Turnbull's projects before he became our Prime Minister. He set shareholders up in that one with his good mate Rodney Adler. Adler went to jail, but Turnbull got off scot-free. I wish he didn't, because Australia would be a lot better off. Bob Smythe is a 75-year-old pensioner who took part in the class action on HIH insurance. He spent about 70 hours doing all the different paperworks for the funder, for the class action lawyers, and everything else to go through it all. It took 19 years for him to get his compensation. It was $147. He originally lost $50,000. The lowest clerk in that legal firm made more in 1 hour than he finally got in his compensation. Crikey, what a croc. When you lose your money on the ASX and a class action law firm approaches you, they'll tell you that you'll get back between 15 and 30%. How crap is that? Why can't we get back 50%? Isn't that a bit more reasonable? But the truth is, I've never even seen anyone get back 15%. I've never seen anyone get back 10%. And I research ASX corruption for a full-time, unpaid living. Now, I haven't even seen people get back 5%. That tells you that the sharks are running the show. And in most cases, shareholders win these cases. Now, the class action that I'm personally involved in is against RM Limited. Banton Group is the legal firm who are fighting on our behalf. After a couple of years of these nonsense delays, I told them to their faces that I'm fed up and I want to opt out. They told me that why should I do that? They have past history of successful outcomes for other shareholders. I said, which ones? Show them to me. They wrote back and they said, oh, you've decided you want to opt out, so we're not going to show you that. What whoppers these class action firms tell us. Does anyone in their right mind think that class action firms are really fighting for fair? No one would, except for ASIC. ASIC Commissioner Kathy Armour said, when she was asked by committee why ASIC never does investigations into ASX crimes, that we have a world-class class action system and shareholders should take advantage of that when there's wrongdoing and take out a class action. But we've seen what happens to shareholders when they do that. Thank you, Miss Armour. This week we had a look at crocodiles, but next week, folks, we'll be back with the ASX corruption.